Roblox as a platform is just like one of my favorite ways to waste my time and well just keep myself entertained with friends. And I don't think it's all slop like a lot of people think. So I just want to share a couple of games that I really enjoy playing by myself and with friends. And hopefully you guys end up trying some of these games. Alright, so the first game I'm going to be sharing is Decaying Winter. This is a survival game where you're looting during the first half of the night, and then you're trying to defend yourself from a bunch of the enemies who come in during the storm. A big part of this game is that there are a bunch of classes and a bunch of ways you could put your loadout. And all these classes have pros and cons and even active abilities. And it really you could get a group of friends and make different kind of synergies, and it's really fun to just mess around with all the unique classes. Like for example, here is my personal favorite class, Arbiter. He has a shotgun on his arm as his regular ability. He is what's known as a melee class, which means he has buffs to melees, but his gun usage is very limited due to his cons. So let me just show you some of the features. Like there's also equipment and traits, which also further help to show differences in each other's loadouts. I could use my ability right now, and this is what it looks like normally. Just a shotgun on the hand, like I told you. And if we wait a bit, I can show you guys a unique way to use this ability. Okay, I missed that timing really bad. But what's supposed to happen is, if you time your shots like that, then it creates a long-range explosive that does a lot. I don't have the audio. I swear I'm better at this. I swear I don't miss it 2 times in a row ever. No. But I'm gonna hit it this time. Yeah, like that. And it becomes a long-range explosion that can kill people from afar. Another pretty big part of this game is crafting. And when you're looting, you could scrap items, or some classes you could even just get scrap on your own. But basically, if you use scrap, you could use blueprints you find around the map to just craft really good items. There's a hammer shotgun thing where every time you use the hammer, it it just activates a really big explosion. And this game's just really high quality, and I haven't even mentioned the fact there are multiple endings depending on what you do and what secrets you uncover, because there are a ton of secrets in this game. One I really want to show you guys that wouldn't be a too big of a spoiler would be the guitar. See, we have a limited amount of time to loot, and the guitar in general, not in general, but the guitar, if you pick it up, a person will spawn. So that if you give the guitar to the person on the same night, then it increases the time. What you see at the bottom, that little bar with the little virus, that's your contamination, and you need to find medicine to cure that every couple of nights. So R is the parry, right click is the heavy swing, and holding left click are light swings. I'm going to be using my class ability to hopefully deal with these guys. The combat in this game I really enjoy, and I think it's a lot of fun trying to learn how a bunch of combat techs and just how you could use the different classes of the game to improve your runs. So let me show you guys the guitar thing right now. Oh, the storm. I should not. Okay. No, I did not mean to miss that. I did not mean to miss that. Okay, so we're here at the guitar, and we're gonna pick this up, and now we need to make it up that big tower over there in order to give it to the person. I don't know what this is a reference to exactly, But I do know it's really useful for runs where like on the last couple of nights you want a bit of extra time to loot. So if I just use my ability right here, I could jump up really high. And right now I have 1 minute. Oh crap! And if I give it to them, I did not give it to them. Oh no! Oh my god! I need to lock in. No! If I didn't sell the bag there and kill them, then I would be able to give the guitar. But that's just a showing of like all the cool features in this game, and you guys should really try that. This one is called Nullscape, and it's basically just like a roguelike parkour game where you pick your own skills and you pick your own enemies to face. Me and my friends used to play this a ton, but not that much anymore, but mostly because we played a lot of it. So another big feature about this game is the classes like Decaying Winter. Right now I use Spirit, which basically is really cool. It lets you have a physical body laid down, but it also lets you have your spirit form go around to collect the gifts. And I'm gonna get into that once we're in game. I'm only gonna do like 1 or 2 levels to just show you guys how this game works. So right as we're in the game, we press start, and then right off the bat, we need to select our first enemy. Sorry that it's not exactly loading. But Mart is like the immortal slime. It just constantly follows you around everywhere, and if you're not aware constantly, then it could sneak up on and kill you. This is Belle. This is normally the safest pick because they don't normally kill you unless you ring them a ton of times, but it also distorts your screen. Springer jumps around creating shockwaves and does all that. Now you have limited rerolls each run, and the fact that you choose it yourself means that you should have really diverse runs, like really diverse experiences across runs. So if I use Charger here, I go super fast. Oh, and then that's Belle. And then the goal of each level is to collect each of these gifts. And once you do that, I'll show you guys. But once you do that, the currency for this game reveals itself after you collect all the regular gifts. So if you go in the beacon, you survive till the next level, but you probably need to stay to collect these golden gifts, which are the currency of the game. And they basically let you afford all of the good upgrades in this game. And it's really important that sometimes you just greed max and get a lot of them, even if it may be a bit risky. And that's like a really good part of this game. Like the risk and reward of it, because you need to get the upgrades. You need to have the golden gifts to afford the upgrades, but you also need to play it safe and not lose the run. So these are curses. You also select your curses, which are just like not buffs, but nerfs that like make your run slightly harder. Like this is one of the easiest ones. It just makes everyone spawn at a random place, but since I'm playing solo, it doesn't really matter much. In fact, it's mostly a bonus in most runs. So I selected the monster baby, and they just chase you around in a constant path. Not constant path, but they set a line, and then they follow you through that line. This game is not that easy compared to some... It's definitely not easy, but that's the wonder of it. Because, like, learning how to play this game feels amazing. Something that kills you the last run, you learn and adapt, and this game's all about learning from your mistakes. Trial by fire. And then... See, I could choose to get more golden gifts here, or I could just play it safe and get in the beacon. And yeah, that's Nullscapes. It gets a lot more complicated later on, and the classes do get a lot more cool. And I would really recommend this if you have just a group of friends that really like roguelikes. Moving away from the class-based games is what I think to be one of the top tower defense games on the platform. So let me just load it up, and well, I should probably introduce it. This is Doomspire Defense, and what I love about this game is just its variety in units. You don't see this much in too many tower defense games, where there's a bunch of cool, unique, like features and mechanics that the player can use. So I'm going to be using a couple of the most interesting units, like units I find most interesting. So I'll use mod, pianist, teamers, trowel, and swordmaster. All of these units have like a really cool feature to them that I want to be able to show you guys. Okay, so here we are in game, and there's this cool little intro and everything, and this does take the classic tower defense approach. Place down units, they attack. We'll be playing on easy mode just to give you guys like a little showing. And another reason I love this game so much is its uniqueness. Not like in terms of like towers, like I said before, but like in its personality. Like some of you guys might say retro slop or something, but I just personally like how styled this game is and how heavily it leans into that style, how confidently it does. So these are good early game options, sword masters. So what's unique about them is that, well, like Slasher and TDS or something, they have like a slashing around AoE attack. But another thing is that they can parry back stuns from enemies to deal crazy amounts of damage back. Trawler is your Trawler is your classic like summoner, not classic, but summoner who places down traps along the path. And these range from just walls to trip mines that detonate, and even spikes that deal constant area damage around them. Now, one of the most unique towers I could say is Moderator. This guy's a bit complicated, but to sum it up, he stuns, when he hits a enemy, he stuns all types of that enemy. So right here, he could be hitting a normal, and then globally, a bunch of normals will be stunned and attacked. So like this is best shown here. He is attacking, when he attacks a certain type of unit, all of those units get stunned and attacked. See, it doesn't look very hard right now, but there are a ton of challenges in this game. Hard mode, that's actually really difficult. Hard mode, road race challenge, and all the event and side game modes. The only thing about this game that I would personally call a downside or con, there hasn't been an update in a while, and like a real long while, and I'm starting to not lose faith, because I know they're still working on it, but kind of lose interest at times. Like without all of the new content, or any new content, then it kind of becomes difficult to keep playing this game after you played it a long time. Okay, so pretty soon I'm going to be able to afford teamers, and this is arguably one of my favorite units. It's basically 3 units merged into one spot. And in this unit, there's a minigun. I don't have hidden detection. Oh no, wait, I do. Traveler. But these 3, there's a minigunner, there's a railgunner, and there's a grenade launcher, and all of them work independently, and it's a kind of a synergy. The grenade gunner deals with all the swarms, and the other two can deal with single target. If you guys want a fresh like take on the tower defense genre, like I want to say this game is too grindy, and if you just want to relax and play a cool, nice, stylized game, I'll definitely recommend it. Moving on to the next one. The last game I'm going to be sharing today is probably, if not my favorite game in all of Roblox, and it's called The Battle Bricks. And if you couldn't guess from my Steam username or my Roblox username, I really like Battle Cats, and I think it's I don't think this is a copy of Battle Cats, if I'm being honest. I think this is a really good take on it on Roblox. We'll start off with the rarities. So normal and special, you can just obtain them while playing the game. There are badge units you get for beating the 3-star, aka the most difficult version of every chapter. And these are your basic first couple units. There's Battler, Trowel Battler, Sword Battler, Slinger Battler, Baller Battler, Rocket Battler, Bomb Battler, and Titan. And if you guys see this switch key, or if you guys have ever played Battle Cats, you know that there are multiple forms for a unit. And unlike Battle Cats, where the majority of the time a different form or a form above is normally just better in every way than the previous form, Battle Breaks takes a different approach and instead makes them alternate forms instead of higher forms, if that makes sense. Which is basically like it uses the same concept of the previous one, but it adds different kinds of like cons and pros to it. Like for an example, we have Bomb Battler. So normally he goes on the track, meets an enemy, and then he lights his fuse. And then if he dies in that fuse, he doesn't get any value. But if he does, he gets huge damage and it's really value. But if we switch to his alt form, he switches, if you see the stats, he switches his health, damage, and range for mobility. As his alt form, Runner Battler, I'm not gonna say that just in case or something, but his alt form goes way faster and doesn't not need to light a fuse at all or wait any time. But the con is that they have less health and that they do less damage. So they're kind of easier to go off, but they get less value in total. I'll be playing just the first boss, and I hope you guys don't get spoiled because experiencing everything for the first time, like I did, was absolutely amazing. So, like I said before, this is just your cat, like your battler, and then here's kind of your tank cat. Whenever he attacks, he creates a wall that is like triple his health. Here is Sword Battler, just your basic meat shield slash damage dealer. Here's Sling, your very basic ranged DPS. Here's Baller, a kind of slow firing, high knockback, high damage unit. Here's Rocket, your splash range damager. And Bomb, like I said before, your explosive unit that needs time to fuse and explode. And here's Big Boy, Titan. He does good AoE, and he's mostly there to be really valuable and soak up a lot of damage. So if I use Cannon now, then that clears all the peons. I can keep upgrading my base. And I'm gonna just keep spamming stuff, because I got a decent level 5. And then Bomber Battler, hopefully you get some value here. Oh, clears the way. And the boss is dead. The reason this looked really easy is because I'm really over leveled for this specific level and boss, because this is the first boss of the game. And I have all the units that you unlock from chapter 1 at least. There's a lot more units. Like special units from, now there's 5 chapters. 5 chapters. Little units, which are kind of like, that has to be one of my favorite parts of this game. Little units. They're units that you get for beating the badges and chapters on 3-star. And they're basically just miniature versions of the bosses that are like really useful a lot of the time. Like, I don't want to show too much of this. I'm not going to go into the depth of these two because I don't want to spoil it. But this is Little Doombringer. He's just a good tank, and he takes a lot of abilities and inspiration from the boss itself, and it's really cool to see that and use them. And I really hope you guys try this game. It's a single player, just Battle Cats kind of game, and it's not like Battle Cats, I'd say. Well, obviously its concept is, but it has so many more unique features so many more unique ways to build a loadout, and I really, really want you guys to recommend, or I really, really want you guys to play it, because it was just a fantastic experience. And the person who made this, Two More, I think, or Bucket Blizzard, um, is a really awesome guy, I think. Hopefully. Anyway, um, that concludes this just review on a couple of Roblox games that I like. I know this platform isn't for everyone, partially because it's full of those slop brain rot games, but I really hope that you guys try these games and find like something you like to do or a game you really like and see that Roblox isn't all slop. Anyways, subscribe if you want, and bye!